So how easy is it really to steal Bitcoin or even other cryptocurrencies from TOR? Using TOR, which is very popular. Now, we can touch on other web browsers, but we're going to break this down because a lot of people think that cryptocurrency, namely Bitcoin, is buying some anonymous Wild West crypto that nobody can track. And in reality, Bitcoin is basically a tracking device. Buckle up, you're going to want to stay to the end of this one. We got a few things to talk about that you probably haven't heard because, of course, people don't want you to know this. Let's get into Operation Stolen Crypto. All right, so you're probably familiar with Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency that goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's like, you know, the heartbeat of somebody dying. No, right now it's kind of stabilized, and I've talked a lot about Bitcoin, what I think the future of Bitcoin is. But more importantly than that, if you're buying Bitcoin, is it safe? Is it secure? Well, you ever notice that it's real easy to find somebody's crypto wallet? You ever notice when somebody comes under fire, like I recently did a video about those scammers on YouTube that were selling the Save the Children token. They were doing the pump and dump and using children as the tool. Why is it that it was so easy for people to find their crypto wallets and find the coins they had? Why is it so easy in cryptocurrency that's supposed to be anonymous to find all these people's wallets, whether it's celebrities or whether it's you? Well, there's a lot that goes into this. Now, I could offer you $10,000 to find my Monero, and you would come up short. I'll give you $10,000 if you can find it. I will. But there's zero chance of you doing it, and you know it, and I know it, if you're watching a privacy channel, because that's what I do. But what about a situation where we're talking Bitcoin? Well, how do you get Bitcoin anonymously? Because if you just go out and buy it, it is literally tethered to you. It is literally a tracking device. People say, no, Cody, I'll use TOR. So the common way to do it is TOR, because everyone knows that with the blockchain, everything it does, it basically catalogs everything it does. That's why people have actually got the FBI showing up at their door, because they own cryptocurrency that was linked to a crime. And they basically had to prove they didn't do the crime, because in America, you are guilty until proven innocent. We've flipped it on its head up in this deal up here. So what you have to deal with is, what if you buy it anonymously, nobody knows you bought it? Okay, cool. Well, how do you do that? Well, on this channel, PrivacyX, you can go to PrivacyX Project and see exactly how I set up a virtual machine for free. We use whonix, we use different flavors than Linux, and we set up a completely virtual system, use the VPN, route everything through an encrypted tunnel. And I set all this up. I showed you exactly step-by-step how to do it here on PrivacyX. And more than that, how to use it. Then you can use TOR, which I've also done multiple tutorials on, to buy your crypto anonymously. You truly can. 100% legit. So what is the problem? And then some people even take it a step further and they're like, hey, Cody, I'll use Bitcoin mixers. I'll mix it up, I'll jumble it up like a rock tumbler for Bitcoin. Awesome. Except for the fact that there are exit nodes on TOR, and as of last year, up to 25% of them were getting accused of nefarious activities, not the least of which siphoning off Bitcoin. Now, this is kind of interesting because a lot of people forget what TOR is. Actually, for that matter, what the internet is, what networks are. Links of computers. You've got server farms, you've got your computer, my computer, this whole database of global communications. A lot of people forget that. They think the internet is just this, oh, I'm going over to the internet, the little internet. You've got networks worldwide. And so people can sign up to be exit nodes. You look at TOR, you look at how it's structured, which again, I've done breakdown step by step, so I'm not going to do it here. You can watch those tutorials I've made. And you realize that the way that it's structured is highly crackable, especially if you're an exit node. Now, are you going to know where it's coming from? It doesn't matter if you know where it's coming from, because all your end goal is to siphon off the crypto, namely Bitcoin, because that's the popular one that's happening to, because it's worth so much money compared to a lot of the other crypto coins. Okay, perfect. So what can you do? Well, TOR, the TOR project has made a lot of ground in trying to mitigate this, but it's never going to be perfect. There's no perfect system. Should you run it through TOR? No, you shouldn't. What should you do? I've talked about this. Pirate Chain or Monero. Cody, I want to buy Bitcoin. Why? If you're buying Bitcoin, then buy it like, oh, I want to buy it as an investment. Then buy it as an investment. I don't recommend it, but if that's what you want to do, go buck. But if you're trying to buy a coin and you're trying to keep your crypto private, buy a privacy coin. Monero or Pirate Chain, ARRR. Pirate Chain. Those are the two most private cryptos. If you wanted to find someone's Monero, you can't. Their Pirate Chain, you can't. Their Bitcoin, it's easy. Easy. Their Ethereum, any of these other coins, easy. Their crypto wallet, easy. All the data, that's what we do at Privacy X. I can track down almost anybody in the world. Celebrities, people, a lot of different scenarios. We help people become ghosts. You can check that out at privacyxproject.com. We literally teach people how to become ghosts, how to make their asset become a ghost, how to make their business become a ghost. It's what we do. So I know how to do this forward and backward because it's what we do. Well, the problem with Bitcoin and why I don't recommend Bitcoin, because I get a lot of flack. Be like, oh, I was a fan of your videos until you dissed Bitcoin. Dude, I'm not. Why are you a fanboy of the oldest, most outdated dinosaur crypto? I wish Bitcoin would be $1 billion a coin, but it's not realistic and people are just selling you a bag of goods. But more than that, I don't care about the investment side for the sake of this video. Investing in crypto is great. I invest in crypto. I've got crypto investments. Not all of my coins are privacy coins. I've made that clear in the past. But any coin I'm going to use has to be a privacy coin or it defeats the purpose. I might as well use my debit card. Using Bitcoin privately is possible, but it is painstaking. It's like you could use dial-up internet. I'm sure somewhere you could make that happen, but why would you want to? That's Bitcoin. It's the dial-up internet of cryptocurrencies. Very little utility, solves virtually no problems, old, outdated, slow. It is just a piece of marketing. And it is manipulated drastically by these billion and trillion dollar hedge funds, the conglomerates that get together and decide we're in, we're out, pump and dump. That has been the name of the game for the last couple of years. And these people have done really, really good at doing that. Because it's a new market. This isn't like stocks with the SEC. There's a lot that can be done here. And Bitcoin's volume is tiny compared to some of these other coins that have billions in circulation. But people, for some reason, just fan out on Bitcoin like it's the greatest thing. And if anybody talks about Bitcoin, it's like somebody talked about your mother. I don't care what you say about Bitcoin or my mother. You just got to be realistic at a certain point. Do you understand? Can you buy Bitcoin anonymously? I've done a tutorial on how to do it. Do I recommend it? No. Do I recommend you watch that video? No, really I don't. I just did it just because I got asked about it so many times. But frankly, buy a privacy coin. Right now, the best two are Pirate Chain and Monero. There are other ones, Zcash, I'm not a big fan of because it's kind of like, it's trying to be all things to all people. And I hate it when things do that. It's trying to be somewhat private, but you don't have to fully be private. And there are some features, but you don't have to. Nah, I'll pass. So those are my two picks for that. Now, as far as TOR, should you use TOR? Here's the thing, it's better than most search engines, okay? You've got more privacy and security, but when you're doing financial transactions, first of all, most financial transactions don't work over TOR because most banking institutions, investment institutions have long since flagged TOR, and they've even flagged a lot of VPNs, to be honest with you. How do I do my personal banking, business banking? I do it, so what I have is I have a standalone, I need to do a tutorial on my setup just so you guys can see. Not to brag about all my expensive equipment, but more to show you the most important pieces. I have a VPN router with Ethernet that goes directly into my main computer, not my MacBook Pro or any of my other laptops, not even a Linux laptop, no. Only my main computer that is hardwired and not even on Wi-Fi, and I use it that way. I don't do any additional VPNs because it's not necessary. Again, the bank already knows who you are. There's know your customer laws. So there are levels to this stuff. If you want to be completely invisible, we do that, and I've got aspects of my life that are completely invisible. But on your day-to-day, unless you're an underworld spy or unless the world is coming down on you, it's not that serious. So you got to have a level where you can get into that. Do I run everything through TOR on the financial side? No. Would I buy Bitcoin on TOR? No. Would I recommend you set up to use TOR to buy all your cryptocurrency? No. I really wouldn't. I would recommend privacy coins. Now, there's ways you can do it. So does that mean if you buy Bitcoin on TOR, it's going to get stolen? No, but it's something you need to think about, because what a lot of people do is they follow trends. They follow other people like cattle, and that's why influencer marketing works so good, because people are easily manipulated. And it's kind of sad, especially impressionable people that just want to believe somebody, because why would they make a video on it? Well, because if you buy it, it'll go up, and then they can get out, and then it'll go down, and that's on you, not them. It's an easy way to get money. Now, I'm not saying everyone does that. There's a lot of great influencers, a lot of great people in the privacy space, the technology space, the crypto space, which obviously are all three spaces this channel is in. Even though we're a smaller community, a community nonetheless, we're growing at Privacy X. And to me, that's important that you understand the difference, because I get questions every day, and I can't respond to all these emails I get on, Cody, I'm going to buy Bitcoin through TOR. Would you recommend it? Waiting on your reply. Like, no. First of all, don't send me emails like that, please, because I can't give you willy-nilly advice. You can go to Privacy X Project and see what we have to offer over there, and we can set you up and show you the way. But I can't just respond to random emails without knowing your situation. Do I recommend you use that system to buy Bitcoin? No, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to use Bitcoin as a privacy coin, and Bitcoin has never been a privacy coin. Never. It's been sold as that a lot, especially back when it came out, because it was one of the few cryptos back in the day. But now there's thousands and thousands and thousands of cryptos. There's new markets with NFTs and all these things popping up all the time. Digital art and digital this and digital that. So it's a whole different world. But Bitcoin is the marquee name. It's got the big brand name that everyone knows. It's why it's pushed so much. There's no value behind it. It's just pushed because of that. So anyway, I just want to touch on that. You definitely need to watch your system. How do you mitigate this? Unfortunately, to a certain degree, you can't. They are working on it on TOR project, and I've talked to different people about that who've been involved in the project and some of the stuff they're doing behind the scenes to try to mitigate this. And they're always working on that as far as exit nodes, as far as their network, as far as security, reliability, as far as honeypots and traps. A lot of people say, well, there's always the CIA on the other end. Well, I mean, I think we're getting a little ridiculous if you think every exit node is a CIA. And yes, I get those emails and comments like, oh, Cody, TOR is literally just a CIA. Listen, at a certain point, conspiracy theories are okay, but you've got to kind of get basis back in reality. So, appreciate you guys sharing this video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, because we're putting out new videos all the time here on Privacy X. Also, go to privacyxproject.com and check out some of the new stuff we're working on over there. Have an amazing day. Go all in everything you do, and I'll see you in the next video.